Okay, so I don't know if and when I may or may not share this, but I just kind of want to talk about food and my journey and my relationship with food, where I'm at and where I'm hoping to continue to go. Not hoping, where I'm going to continue to go. For a long time, food has been like the thing. Food has been the reward. Food has been the comforter. Food has been the thing that makes everything okay when life is going haywire and I felt like I couldn't control anything. Food has been that thing. Food has been the success. Food has been the sadness. Food has been the friend. Food has been the lover. Food has been the enemy. Food has been the, I don't know what else. And because food has been that, it has got me where I'm at. Definitely can see food has transformed and made me who I am. Food has changed my identity. It affected my priorities. I thought I was in control of it, but it honestly was controlling me. I look forward to food. Food became life. And because food was life, I was just existing and I wasn't living because I allow myself to give my life to food. I look forward to everything I ate. I feel like, I'm just going to say, I look forward to all the food, all the holidays. Ooh, I can have this, I get cake, la, 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 sweets. And it just, the instant thing is it tastes so good. But when I really started to think of what it was doing to me, making me nauseous, making me just not feel great, I've come to realize, like, I can't it's not important. When I push the playback, push past the food, and realize, like, for me, like, it was the extremities, right? And so I didn't think I can balance or have any control over the extremes in my life. Either I go all the way for something or I don't go all the way for something. That includes either I'm ride or die for you as people, like you, my friend, I love you, la la, or I can't stand you. There was really, for intentional things in my life, there was no grounds of in between. Some things naturally have the in between, right? Because that's just how it happens, right? But when it came to the things that I was like, I'm all in for or not all in for. So with food, is like, okay, I'm eating food and I just eat the food. Either I'm going to eat exactly what I want, or I'm not going to have it. And I'll just drink stuff, which is not the greatest too. And so what I realized, like, I had to bring back the balance. But it all started in my mind because I mentally made up my mind that if I can't get what I want, I have food. If I can't control the things in my life or feel like I have no control in my life, I can control what I put in my mouth. And since life wasn't good, it wasn't going how I wanted it to be, I wanted my food to be good. And I ate exactly what I thought I wanted. What tastes good, what seemed to taste good, what had the things in it that made me want to taste them again and seem like I could never get enough, right? Last night, and then I was like, these things I was told, like, oh, you got to eat all the food on your plate. I don't have to. Oh, you don't want to be a waste. There are people who wish they had. I'm sorry that there are people out there who wish they had my plate that I'm not going to finish. But I'm not going to continue to let these things be the answers or the reason why I allow myself to continue to overeat and do this to me. I want to be able to, like, I can walk, I can get around, but I'm tired of being in pain. Oh my goodness, I could do so much more in life. I am destined for so much more. And so now it's like, I'm taking food back. So I'm on this journey. I've been fasting for me. It'll be 40 days in 2 days. So it's day 38. And I ain't never did this before in my life. By myself. I just decided and I did it and I stuck with it. Me getting here wasn't a simple decision. It was and it wasn't. I had to change the way I think about a lot of things, about food, about whatever. Yes, food tastes good. Food is nourishment. And it's supposed to work for my body, not against my body. And over the recent year or so, after everything I eat, not everything, a lot of things, everything I was eating, the types of foods, I would get nauseous. I would get sick. I'm like, yo, is this the big C? Do I have stomach cancer? Do I have la 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 la? No, I'm just eating stuff I shouldn't. So I gave up meat. Since I've given up meat, I've been nauseous less. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's all the processed stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the sweets. Maybe it's this. So, yeah, I fast for meat for, it'll be 40 days. But now it's like, okay, I restricted my area, but what am I going to put in place of that? You know, there was a lot more pastas, fake meat, soy stuff. Now there's the next wave when I do it. I want to do more fruits and vegetables. Like, something in my brain clicked, like, I have to do this. But I'm going to tell you what clicked in my brain. I've really been on this journey of personal development and changing the way I think. And because I've been doing that and been very intentional, I've taken programs and I have fed myself, like, mentally with good stuff, right? You know, the Eric Thomas, you owe you. You know what I'm saying? The Les Browns, if you fall, it'll fall on your back because then you can look up. You know what I'm saying? Get back up. The other ones, fall forward because you know you're falling into something instead of away from it. I've been listening to all these different motivational things, and it's really how, but I had to be consistent, right? Because I've been listening to them for years, but it'd be like here and there when I'm in the mood for it, I would listen to it, but it wasn't really helping me. Like, I can't want to change just when I'm in the mood to change. Like, during those times where I don't want to listen to the sermon, I don't want to listen to the motivation, I don't want to listen to the Bible study, I don't want to listen to the prayer, I don't want to listen to the inspiration, I have to do it anyway in order to get change. Because it's those times where I don't want to listen, I revert back to old habits. And that means old eating. That means self-sabotage. Last night, I was so hungry. And honestly, of my fast, the hardest part has been this past week. Before that, I didn't really want meat. I was eating vegetables. I'll eat a potato and different things like that. This past week, I'm in Texas right now. I'm doing training for a new job. And this past week, you know, we get a meal card because they want to help offset the cost of feeding us or the cost of us spending money on food because I'm going to be here for like 2 weeks. And so because of that, I literally have expendable funds to get whatever I want. If I want the pizza, if I want all the macaroni and cheese, if I want all the fried this, if I want all of that, I can do it. But I have to make a decision of what I want. So yesterday, first real day, and for lunch, I didn't really have a breakfast. But for lunch, I got sushi and a salad. For dinner, I had I had enchiladas with black beans as my meat, and I had a salad. It came with rice. We didn't care for it. That's what I had. I had a couple tortilla chips, but last night ordering food, I really wanted meat. Oh, you're in Texas. You got everything barbecue, brisket, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They had the nachos. They had brisket nachos. They had, you know what I'm saying, barbecue chicken, grilled chicken. Oh, it was just everything. They even had a keto place. So when I'm back to having meat, I will use that. So, because now let me say, it's not just like, it's no chicken and all that stuff, but I'm allowed fish. So I had fish on Monday. My sushi was salmon. So, yeah. And that's been going really great for me. What really was a stealing deal? So when I first heard about Tabitha Brown, And she talked about becoming vegan because she had these horrible headaches. And I was like, well, I'm glad that will help for her. Right? And the first time I heard that story, it literally planted the seed. I would think about it here and there. And I was like, but I told myself the things I spoke, I could never do that. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. So I already said I can't do it. So I just killed anything that said I could. I had to stop doing that. Okay, so anywho, back to Tabitha Brown. So it was just recently, somehow I got to the video, it came up about her being vegan and why she became vegan and how it helped her. It was that same video. And then from that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so I thought about it. It was October 2nd, before that weekend. My friend had a wedding, I ate food, I had me, but then that Monday, October 3rd, I was like, no more. No more. I didn't make no declaration to nobody. I made a declaration to myself. I stood on I have to have integrity for me and my words to me. Yeah, I have integrity when it comes to people. If I say I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. If I can't, I let them know I can't. But this time I had to be like a no nonsense with myself and say, I'm doing it. You can do this. Finish strong. It's like you ran a race, you tripped. Do you just okay, I give up the race and go to the sideline and sit? Or do you stay in the game, stay in the race and keep on going? You shoot a shot. You missed a shot. Okay, do you just I missed this one shot, so now I'm done playing the game. Oh, come on, glory God, glory. No, you keep going because that's part of the process. It's not going to be perfect. And so once I was able to release myself from that type of pressure, that I'm not after perfection, but I'm after consistency. So I want to look up the word, what it means to be consistent. Because I think the other thing is sometimes we honestly forget what words, the actual true definition, because everyone has different interpretations. So it kind of gets watered down or shifted when we say a certain word, what it actually is. So, for example, consistent means acting or done in the same way over time, especially so as to be fair or accurate. That's what Google says. So I want to scroll down. It says marked by harmony, regularity, and steady continuity. Didn't even know that was a word. Continue. Yeah, I think that's a word. Another definition for consistent is always acting or behaving in the same way. Dedicating yourself to your goals, staying focused on the things and activities to achieve your goals. And it kind of goes with self-discipline, teaches you, they're asking being consistent. The question is, why being consistent is good? Because they said it leads to self-discipline. It teaches you self-control. Being consistent, you maintain the same standards and behavior that leads you to producing high quality of work, right? So if I'm you know what, I messed up and I'm not going to beat myself up, but because beating myself up, it lowered my quality of work. It lowered my quality of doing things. But if I don't beat myself up and I just say it happened, I'm going to make a mistake, and I become proactive to it, not reactive, then I'm able to have hospitality towards myself. That's a whole nother gist we can talk about later. But I'm able to be patient and kind to myself, right? I'm able to give myself grace and extend it. Because here's the thing, I could be oh, I didn't know, and be lying to myself, but all I'm doing is lying to myself. I ain't hurt nobody else. So I chose to be you know what? I made that mistake, and here we are. Point blank period. That's all it is. I made a mistake. I ain't gonna do it again. I didn't order that again. Now I'm more on it. But you have to think also, if you want to be successful in anything, you have to plan accordingly. I didn't plan nothing, none of my food for Monday. I was so excited to get down here. I flew with Southwest down here. So I had the little pretzel, whatever snack pack, and some hot chocolate on the first plane. Then I had a layover. I could have got some food. They had the chicken spot right there, and I didn't plan nothing. I didn't bring no snacks. I had 5 bars at the house. I could have packed some seaweed. I love seaweed sheets. I don't know why. They make me happy. And They are good. I eat 2 of them. It does something to me to make me happy in my stomach. I didn't pack no protein. Well, I didn't pack no protein powder either, but I couldn't pack a shake because it was more than 3 ounces. But whatever. I didn't pack anything to prepare myself. And so that's why I'm not surprised I had this fumble on Monday. But it was just a fumble. And I was able to recover. It's not like I'm playing football. I fumbled the ball and somebody was able to steal the ball from me and score. No, I fumbled, picked it up, and I kept on going. I'm still going to my goal. Like, that's just a point blank period. But back to Monday. So Monday, I didn't plan anything. I didn't plan no food. I forgot my gum because I like to chew gum. Thank the Lord, I was able to pop my ears, so I didn't have to worry about that situation. But then I got to the hotel, finally got checked in, had to wait for the shuttle, had to walk, had to get my bags recovered. Like, I was in so much pain when we had to get to the shuttle. I didn't even know how I was going to make it because I had to walk to a whole nother side. Finally, someone was like, girl, get a wheelchair. That's what they do. That's what it's here for, it's to help you. So I got a wheelchair. Boom, here we are. And when I got to the hotel, I needed to get some food. I couldn't walk nowhere else. That night, I unpacked the bare minimums that I needed because I wasn't able to unpack because my legs, everything hurted. I was in so much pain. Like, I had to really push myself to get up and go pee because I'm carrying so much weight. This junk is heavy. I don't know if anyone has ever got on here and just really talked about being fat like this, but this junk is heavy. It's crucial. It's tiresome. I can blame the whole world. I'm not a person who's like, oh, I got in this accident and I couldn't do anything, so that's how I blew up. It wasn't no medicine. To my knowledge, I ain't been on no steroids or nothing. I was just eating through life, right? Emotions, trying to have control over something, trying to be satisfied and happy so I won't be depressed. And then it's like this cycle, and then I'm depressed because I'm, this big and I'm limited, but then I learn how to embrace it and I'm learning how to love myself. But it's a whole bunch of stuff that got me to this. But anywho, back to Monday. The whole thing is I didn't prepare for Monday. And because I wasn't prepared, I just grabbed stuff. I wasn't able to think because I was mad. I didn't have no nutrition that day. Took medicine. I didn't even take my medicine that day because I hadn't ate. I planned to get to the airport and maybe grab something, but I was like closer to time than I thought. The layover, I was in so much pain from walking before and carrying these heavy bags. I was tired. I was swollen. I had extra water on me. Did not take a water pill because you're on the plane. And y'all know, them bathrooms are not made for me. I have never been in one. And quite frankly, at this time in my life, I won't be in one. But, so yeah. So much. That's my day of me not being prepared. And because I wasn't prepared, it brought me here to accidentally... Because I wasn't prepared. You plan, what does they call it? Plan to, whatever. Failure to plan is planning to fail. And I failed to plan, so I planned to fail. And that's what I did on Monday. I didn't care. Not that I didn't care, no. I didn't beat myself up about it. I gave myself grace and mercy that day. I said, you know what? Your mistake was you didn't plan. And because I didn't prepare. And because I didn't prepare, I actually planned to fail. So, that was that. So this is just about being big and my relationship with food. There's something in me that at times allowed me to be transparent with people or to share stuff like this. I have no idea why. Maybe it's my gift. It is my gift. And if what I'm sharing can help someone in some way, I want to help them. Despite me being big, I have done things. I have ran for school offices when I was in high school. Like, I lived the life. I wasn't as big as I am now. Definitely not. I could move, okay? I could shake, bake. I be, a little breathing heavy, but I would go up and down. Go up and down the stairs from the basement to the third floor in I think we had 5 or 7 minutes. Or did we have 3 minutes to change? I don't remember what it was, but I did it. I be breathing heavy, but I could do it because I was definitely smaller. But I did those things. I did homecoming. I ran from homecoming queen. I won. Like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? I did things. I've traveled. I want to travel more. I've been on an airplane by myself. Like, I can link that vlog wherever, somewhere on the below, where the first time I flew flying fat. Like, I had flew as a kid, but the first time as an adult, and over 20 years flying. Uncovering the lies that we tell ourselves. Oh, I'm afraid of heights. That's why I'm not going to fly. No, in actuality, I'm not afraid of height. I'm afraid that my weight capacity is so heavy, it would make the plane too heavy and crash like Aaliyah. If you don't know who Aaliyah is, her plane was 8 pounds overweight. The real truth is I'm not afraid of flights. I mean, I'm not afraid of heights. That's not why I fly. I adopted that fear from my mom because that was easier for me to say than that I'm too fat to want to deal. Because I'm of my size, I don't want to deal with the complications. I don't know if the seatbelt's going to fit. I don't know where I can fly and not have to purchase, at that time, not have to purchase 2 tickets. Love Southwest. A customer of size is what they call it. If you're of size and you need extra seat. And the care that they bring, hallelujah, I love. Like, the first time I flew with them, I was like, yes. I went to Atlanta. But anywho. Lost my train of thought. And even from that, I remember walking when I was headed to that, but it was not Southwest, it was a different company I was flying with, and I was lucky because it was the pandemic, right? First of all, God bless that it was a pandemic. Who flying during a pandemic? Praise the Lord, I did not get COVID. But they allowed the middle row to be open. And that actually works for my benefit, being my size. I would get the window seat and I wouldn't have to worry about me spilling over to the next one, right? And I didn't have to worry about me paying for 2 tickets because one was enough. It was like, we're not even going to talk about it. But anywho, but I was, I had to scoot by people, bump into people, win the load, It was just so many different things of the actual, of discovering the truth of why I didn't want to fly or I felt like I couldn't. I was thrilled by the heights. Like, I literally looked out the window. If I was really afraid of the heights, I would not have looked out the window while the plane was taking off, landing, and all that while we're in the sky. I'm not afraid of heights. I was afraid of flying fat. I was afraid of all the stares, the judgment, because there was this unhealed part of me, or I didn't want to tap into trauma for me being talked about growing up and teased. And I guess the word is bully now. For me, it was just called teased and talked about, and sticks and stones may break your bones, words never hurt. It never was really taken as seriously as bullying it is now. But because of that, it created so many, wow, this video is longer than I thought. It created so much trauma, and I was really just scared of being vulnerable. I remember when I walked in that vlog, you will see I cried. I was crying in the bathroom because my anxiety emotionally was overwhelming. I thank God for the village around me because I was able to text one of my friends, Carlene, and she was able to talk to me while I was going. I was able to express how I was feeling and kind of get it out so that I could actually handle those emotions. And then, there were people who were snickering. There were people who were judging me. I could hear well, I hope she's not on my flight statements. And it hurt. It really did. In that moment, it hurt. Because in that moment, I felt so unworthy. Everything that they were saying was true. I shouldn't have been there. And I'm telling myself, I wouldn't want me on my flight. I made my life and my experience and how I want to express life less than because of my size and the judgment I was getting. But not no more. I'm living life. I deserve to live life. I'm here. I'm alive. So many people have died. People who are smarter than me, healthier than me, smarter than me. You know what I'm saying? Smarter, healthier than me. More money, less money, so many more potential, less potential, whatever, have gone. And for some reason, God see fit that I should still be here. I owe it to myself and those who are not here to live my life to my fullest potential. Because there's something inside of me I'm supposed to share with the world. And this is step 1.